Good morning. How to prove 120B is a very critical issue for the prosecution as well as the judge to appreciate the evidence as to how to uh, bring home the conspired accused. For 120B, there should be meeting of minds. It should be proved only through circumstantial evidence. There may not be direct evidence. But so far section 34, 143 is concerned, there may be available evidence of direct evidence. But so far 120B and 109, abatement and this conspiracy, it is more difficult to prove the case. In a given case, which I am going to refer you regarding 120B 302, the woman was accompanied by her brother-in-law by a scooter, subsequently waylaid by two robbers. She was moved to a space where nobody was available. Then she was shot dead at a very close distance, and her jewels were robbed. And later on, the charge sheet was filed against the person who accompanied her and also her husband for conspiring to eliminate her. And probably the case was tried by the lower court, and lower court convicted, High Court confirmed the conviction, but Supreme Court seems to have reappreciated the evidence on substantial question of law and acquitted the appellants. AR 2021 Supreme Court 2342, Rohit Pali Nariman, B.R. Gawai and Rishikesh Roy. In this case, Surendra Kumar vs. State of UP. For 302 and 120B, the concept was section 3 and 8 of Evidence Act. Murder, circumstantial evidence, motive, accused husband being unhappy with the deceased wife, hatched conspiracy with his brother and father, eventually murdering the deceased. Prosecution failed to adduce any evidence to prove meeting of minds of accused. Unhappiness attributed to husband cannot be reasonably implicate his brother or two unrelated accused. There is no common conspiracy theory connecting all accused. Dissatisfaction of husband with looks of his life may not provide an acceptable and strong enough motive for husband to conspire and kill him. No role whatsoever is attributed to the husband by evidence on record. Husband may not be having cordial relation with deceased, but that itself is not sufficient. Therefore, on account of several missing components in chain of circumstantial evidence, so circumstantial evidence should be proved chain without any gap of link. They have acquitted. Then they say the another aspect is Evidence Act. Section 118, they say the burden, 106 Evidence Act, burden of proof, accused husband being unhappy with the deceased wife, hatched the conspiracy with his brother and father, eventually murdering deceased. Burden to prove the guilt is always on prosecution and cannot be shifted to accused by virtue of 106 Act. So this is most important, 106. Prosecution failed to adduce acceptable evidence to prove crime against accused. Trial court erred in shifting burden of proving innocence upon accused. They say accused did not run away after incident. To link accused with murder is nothing more than a matter of surmises and conjectures. On account of several missing components, they have acquitted. Again and again they are discussed about that. Here, then again question of reaction of witness who see violent crime can vary from person to person, most important, and to expect a frightened witness to react in a particular manner would be wholly irrational. There can be no uniform or universal reaction for a crime witness, and inferences must not be drawn. Act that accused choose to first inform father of deceased that his daughter was shot by miscreants instead of confronting them or informing police is not an unnatural reaction on account of several missing components acquitted. So most important thing is this 106 witnesses reaction, the strained relation between the deceased, all these things is not accepted by the court and acquitted. So take this case on your file and it may help you to defend your case. Several Supreme Court judgments were referred, including Lahore judgment. Thank you. Best wishes.